Hey everybody, this is Angela. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody's having a really good day. I wanted to do this video, been wanting to do this video for a long time. But I didn't quite know how to word how to word everything. So here's the thing. Seems that the Catholic Church and Catholics has been hated on, been attacked, um, for just being Catholics. And there was a man who the FBI raided his home because he was Catholic. Well, maybe I should go back. He was at a pro-life demonstration, and apparently he thought that his son was being attacked. So I don't really know exactly what happened after that, but um something was happening or reported or something. So the US Attorney General, I think his name is Garland or something, decided that this man was most likely a threat to everyone. So the FBI went to this man, this Catholic man who is a father to seven, and decided to raid his home. And so I don't know what's going on right now. Just been quite a while. But so I guess it just seems that if you are a Catholic and you let people know you're a Catholic, then then people are going to attack you. And and then you can go on YouTube, and there's all kinds of haters on YouTube channels that tell lies and stuff about the Catholic Church, knows nothing about the Catholic Church, and it's everything to we worship Mary. We have we worship statues, and we do this and we do that when we don't. And so from my stance and my point of view, I am a proud Catholic, and I have not been able to go to Mass in a long time because of the lockdown. And I do miss going to Mass. I do miss getting communion. I do miss having the Word of God read, and the music, and just everything in general. I miss saying the Lord's Prayer. And then you hear, well, Catholics don't read the Bible, and we don't know nothing about the Bible. They don't teach us the Bible. Well, I can't speak for every other Catholic church or every other Catholic school, but I can say this. The Catholic school that I went to, we had to know the Bible because I have a Bible that was given to me, and it has my name in it, and it says 6th grade. So yes, we had to know the Bible. And we went to church every Wednesday. I got my first communion at church. Then I got my first communion at church during school. And then there was a celebration, and it was a special service for all the children that was old enough to receive the first communion. You receive your first communion either in first or second grade, and that would be either 6 or 7 or 8 years old. You are explained, you learn it in school, you learn it in your class, first or second grade. You learn what communion is about. If you read in Matthew, Jesus talks about what is called the Last Supper. Now, there is a lot of things into what Jesus said or what's interpreted in the Bible. Now, this is where other preachers and stuff don't agree that, now, I don't know what Jesus said. Now, some has said that he said, "This is my body, which has been given up for you." And others said that he said something similar. I don't know. I know what's in the Bible. I don't have um my Bible with me. I don't know if it's in here or not. But maybe I can find it and see. Right here, Matthew 17, 22 through 23, where it says Jesus tells the disciples he will die, and this is where it's taking place. Matthew 17, 22 through 23, Matthew 18, 21 through 22, Mark 9, verse 30, 32, Luke 9, verse 43 through 45. And he's talking to his disciples. And, so, I mean, right here it says Jesus and his disciples celebrate Passover. That was the Last Supper. And I mean, I will make another video and so I can look it up. But, I guess it just depends on how you interpret something. I mean, we know that it's not literally Jesus's body. Communion or the Eucharist is not literally Jesus' body, and it wasn't his blood. It's just how people say it. And I mean, and it this makes it like we're eating Jesus. I don't think that is I don't think that's what the minister means or the priest means, but I guess you can take something and interpret it the way you want to. I mean, growing up, I would have to sit in the pew and watch my parents and my brother go and get communion. because I wasn't old enough. I would sit there and then they would come back. And um, what we do is you go and you receive communion and wine. Well, they had to change. They used to use like real red wine, but they changed it to grape juice because I mean you just take a little sip and you um the priest says, if I can remember, this is the body which has been given up for you. Now people can twist and turn that and you can take it any way you want. That's just what he says. And um so anyway, I've never really thought nothing about it. I just thought of it as like Jesus broke bread at the Last Supper. That's what I think about it. You know, you're breaking bread and had some wine. May not, I don't know, it could have been something else. They didn't have grape juice back then. And then you go and you kneel. There was a little kneeler and you pray. You can say a little prayer. And then when everybody was finished receiving the Eucharist or communion, then you sit in your seat and the minister or the priest would talk again and there would be a song or two and then there would be some announcements like, you know, if there was going to be something at the school, there would be like the school's going to have a big yard sale the next weekend, the next Saturday. All the kids are supposed to bring stuff to put into the yard sale, and it would go to the Little Sisters of the Poor, or it would go to the church because the church would need heating or a new floor, maybe new stained glass. So our school was always trying to raise money. Our church was always trying to raise money and everything. The school I went to was very old and it was hard to get the heating going because the school was built in 1925. And this when I went there it was in the 1970s. When I went there, the school was about 30 or 40 years old. And so, I mean, but I had learned now not to let what people say about the Catholic Church bother me because it's them. They have some kind of mis, you know, whatever. Maybe they were Catholic and maybe something was said and they didn't like it. And then they go and, you know, talk about it. And what it is, it's mostly these, like on TV, these Pentecostal ministers that does it, that don't like how things are going. Well, if you can go on YouTube and you can put in the Word of Life movement, and there's all kinds of videos on this that says that the Word of Life or the prosperity gospel both of these is a CULT. I don't know. Now, I did not know this when I was listening to Jesse Duplantis, to Benny Hinn, Joyce Meyer, Gloria Copeland, Paula White, Kenneth Copeland. Now, I'm not saying all of these people are bad people, not in the least. But most of them, if unless they change their tune, is part of the prosperity gospel or the word of life uh, movement. And like Hillsong, I don't know the first thing about Hillsong, and then there's another one. Um, I know there used to be a Hillsong network because I would watch it sometimes, but my cable company don't have it. I know, and and let's go back. I want to go back real quick to the statues. Well, I was watching Jim Baker, and outside the studios, okay, there was a big statue of Jesus. Absolutely beautiful. I'm sure it was bigger in person than it is on TV. So everybody is, saying, well, Catholics have all these statues all over the churches and stuff. Yeah, but I don't think the one that I went to had a bunch of statues. If they did, I don't remember it. Or at least the first one that I was baptized in, I don't really remember it. Now they might have had one of Jesus out in the garden, but because that's what made me reminded made me think about the one Jim Baker had, because it did look like um the one of Jesus did look like the one that was at one of the convents that was here where I live. And it was a statue of Jesus. And it was like the same one, same kind, real big, gigantic. And um so so when I was hearing people saying, you can't have statues and all of that, well, I'm thinking, well, maybe somebody should tell Jim Baker to take his statue of Jesus down. And I mean, he might have a jacket. Now I don't know, but I could have sworn that I seen a gigantic statue of Mary. Now I don't know. It could have been another one of Jesus, because the camera would pan real quick, and this is in the day of Jim and Tammy. Now I could be wrong, because sometimes the camera will do like that real quick and everything. So, but also, um, I will say this. We never had any statues in my home of any kind. Now I do know that I can I cannot think of who it is, but they say if you, I want to say it's Saint Joseph, that if you get this little knick-knack, like a little bitty thing, about as big as this, you can bury it upside down in front of your house and put some dirt over it. You will, and if you're going to be selling your house, then you can put that little, I call it a little knickknack. Some calls it a little statue. I call it a little knickknack. Put it upside down, put some dirt over it, that it will sell your house faster. Now, I have heard people say they put him in the front yard, in the flower garden, put some flowers over it, and within days or weeks, their house was sold. But so, um, and then you have people that will put the Catholic Church down, and like Benny Hinn, and I want to say, I think Kenneth Copeland, Benny Hinn went to see the Pope, and this was Pope John Paul II. And I want to say, now I could be wrong, that Kenneth Copeland went to see the Pope when they was in Italy, and I think he was with Pope John Paul II, and I think they Kenneth Copeland was very impressed by him. You know, he said, "Well, I didn't agree with everything he said, but I could tell that he loved Jesus and he was a true man of God." So now I don't know if that was Benny Hinn or Kenneth Copeland that said it, but um and I do know that Jimmy Swaggart does not like Catholics. He despises the Catholic Church and he hates everything about it. And this is the same man who got on TV in the late 80s and confessed a whole slew of inappropriate things he did. And he lost a lot of people going to his church because they couldn't trust him. And a lot of people said, you know, he's an embarrassment and never again. So, but I don't think that, I don't think Jimmy Swaggart is really doing much because I know he's older. And, you know, I don't have no ill will against Jimmy Swaggart. I mean, he was given a gift to preach, and it was up to him how he was to use that gift. And whether he did it the right way or the wrong way, that was his choice. And I know he would have problems with women because he thought that his way of thinking, I seen many documentaries on him, his way of thinking was women was beneath men and they had no business working, going to school, getting an education, um, wearing pants if they want to. So Jimmy Swaggart was uh, just, he just had a problem with women. And I think the reason he had a problem with women was because he was afraid that he would come across one that was 10 times smarter than him and that would um, make him look bad, because you have women everywhere now. Whether you like, don't matter which side of the aisle is on, and I'm pretty sure he has his opinions about women who are congresswomen, senators, mayors, teachers, nurses, doctors, lawyers, police officers. One ran for president, one is vice president. Here in Virginia, we have a woman lieutenant governor. And I don't know, and I know down in Louisiana, I know there's a lot of women who are congresswomen and and senators, and I'm pretty sure he don't like that, cause someone like Jimmy Swaggart would never want to take orders from a woman, and I guess his wife just sits back and lets him, tell her what to do. And, from what I've heard and read, Donnie is just like him. And then Donnie's son is just like him. So, but, Jimmy Swaggart is one of a kind. And my mom watched him a couple times. And she would get a cold chill every time she watched him. She just said there's something sinister about him. And so, but anyway, please hit like and subscribe to my channel. Please hit the notification bell so you know when I come up with a new video. And good night and God bless. And I hope to see you all in the next one. You all have a good afternoon and take care of each other.